You want to take a look around you where you are presently, in the car, in your office, in the keke, walking by line, wherever you are, in your living room, in your room, wherever you want to look around you. What do you see? Hey, come on. Just look around you, man. Hey, what are you doing? You acting like you shy? No, like they saying, why should I shy? It's all around you. It's called information. Yeah, it's vital. It is 1/10 of our existence centers on it. Do you know that? Yes, it's an integral part of our existence. Unfortunately, we cannot escape it. We can postpone it. We can do absolutely nothing to avoid it. It's just like death. Information is inevitable. Good afternoon. Thank you that you join us for King's Local Daily as we run through the papers together on this 7th day of January 2026. I'm Sam Andrews. These are the papers in the news, the nation's news since 1989. Pro-government, pro-unity party, pro-Joseph Yemen Boakai, Verity News. The women's paper called Women Voices. The Library Investigator in Pursuit of Truth and Integrity, celebrating 1 year of existence, years has inserted itself positionally in the elite or amongst the elite newspapers on the newsstand. Credible, reliable, Liberian Investigator, the Authoritative Heritage, the In Profile, Doyen Daily Observer, the Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. Hot Paper from where I sit, and the Pioneer Inquirer. We begin with the newspaper. Lead story: brutality in law enforcement. 2 anti-drugs agents dismissed. Brutality in law enforcement. 2 anti-drug agents dismissed. The lead story of the newspaper. It carries the awful saying of 2 DEA officers, a male and a female, that manhandle, brutalize, inhumiliate, beat a vulnerable female broad day The DEA officer, very strong, gave the lady a slap that will have taken her to her grave. It's the lead story. Brutality in law enforcement. 2 anti-drug agents dismissed. The paper is reporting they are dismissed, but dismissal is not the sole solution. Let's stop making mockery of the system. Every time a police officer, DEA officer, whatever, does something, the only thing you hear, disrobe. Yet they still within the corridor of the security force. Dismissal or disrobing, whichever way, is not sufficient. What happened? The man inflicted pains, or those 2 officers inflicted pains on the lady. They should be prosecuted for that. They should be prosecuted. It's not just announcing dismissal. Announcing dismissal is mockery. You are telling the people that the 2 officers and other officers who engage in such act, they are right to do it. That is not a deterrent. Dismissal is not a deterrent. The police authorities, DEA authorities have got to stop this mockery. Dismissing or disrobing a person who engages in an inhumane, diabolical act must be prosecuted. You people will take people on political issue and run them to Saw Beach, but your own officer, broad day, will attempt to murder their own citizen, and you people will only announce disrobe has been disrobed. The same way you run with people to Saw Beach, you run with them to court. The same way you should be sending these DEA and police officers to court. The first thing, prosecute. It's not just announcing dismissal. It does not make sense. It is not a deterrent. You stop this. It is not a deterrent. You're making mockery. If those 2 officers had killed that lady, is that what you're saying that it would have resulted to? That the 2 officers are disrobed? Oh, come on. Come on. This is absolute mockery. Absolute nonsense. The 2 officers inflicted inhumane. One on that lady, she could have died. They could have killed her. And you only come up with announcement disrobe. It's all what the public wants. The public don't want to hear disrobe. Take the people and prosecute them. The essence of the law is for prosecution, so that it restrains the beast out of the person, according to Aristotle. That is the essence of the law. The law restrains the beast of the person. These 2 officers demonstrated the beast in them to murder broad day, to kill that girl. And you're coming with an announcement that the 2 officers have been disrobed. But if that was a political person, then you're running to the court. You're running with them with strong publicity to Saw Beach. But the parents will take it lightly. Other stories, the front page of footnote story, Liberia backs AU stance on Venezuela. Information minister says, even if Liberia does not back, what can Liberia do? Liberia can do nothing. Anyway, they just have to make an announcement, so they will say Liberia spoke on the issue. The back page of the newspaper, no room for error. Foreign minister sounds out. LDEA rejects Exod's claims on OIC. Gender ministry ends. Western region assessment. The newspaper is out for $40 Liberian this day and this afternoon. You want to get a copy with this lead story. Brutality in law enforcement. Brutality in law enforcement. It carries the saying of the 2 Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency's officers who manhandled the lady who was powerless, vulnerable against them. pro-government, pro-unity party, pro-Joseph Yamabwaka newspaper, Verity News, seeking truth, inspiring facts. Lee story. We almost died. We almost died. The Lee story of the Verity News. We almost died. Passengers alarm over risks of overloaded NTA buses. That's the lead story of Verity newspaper. We almost died. Passengers alarm over risks of overloaded NTA buses. The paper is reporting that its investigation found that most of the NTA buses, the ones that the government brought in, are used for commercial activities, overloading them with loads, and they are at the risk of people. The paper is reporting that the buses are being overloaded with loads from one end to another. And even one of the buses' tires are punctured, and it almost resulted into several deaths. That's what it has resulted to. The new NTA buses are being used to fill people's pockets. Rescue. Small rescue try to rescue themselves, while big rescues are rescuing themselves with the big money. That's the lead story of Verity newspaper. We almost died. Passengers alarm over risks of overloaded NTA buses. And it carries the photograph of two of the passengers. The footnote story or sub lead. Troubling precedents. Troubling precedents. Ministry of Justice flags structural defects over port built. Troubling precedents. Ministry of Justice flags structural defects over port built. The pro tem, rescue Senator Darius Dillon, and rescue Justice Minister Oswald Twe are on the front page. They are battling over the decentralization with vested interests. The back page of pro-Unity Party, pro-Joseph Yamabwaka, pro-government newspaper. EU admits Liberia into 12 million scope project. Costa descends on Dillon and Yombly. Costa descends on Dillon and Yombly, says he made them. They are in cahoot to sell Buchanan Port and put thousands of millions of dollars in their pocket. The Costa man and rescue Senator Dillon on the back page. I will recontest 2029 elections. Findela Patrick. LDEA disrobes two officers over alleged assault. The paper Verity News is out for 40 Liberian dollars. You want to get a copy, please. Reasonable from any one of the vendors if you haven't yet. Next, the Women Voices newspaper. Lee story, Women Voices. Yombly only warns Buchanan Port. Yombly only warns Buchanan Port. Costa alleges as Senate repasses port bill linking French billionaire. Yombly warns Buchanan Port. Costa alleges as Senate repasses port bill linking French billionaire. And the French billionaire is on the front page alongside the man who made the accusation, rescue Heron Costa, and rescue Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence Pro Tem, and rescue President Joseph Yamabwaka are all sharing the front page. Recurring Recurring use of force. LDEA disrobes officers for assaulting suspect. Recurrent use of force. LDEA disrobes officers for assaulting suspect. Disrobing is not sufficient. Disrobing is not the deterrent. The deterrent is persecution. Why? Leave out persecution and run for disrobe. The back page, court ordered LEC boss arrest. Court ordered LEC boss arrest over more than 300,000 on pay debt to Swedish company. Liberia joins EU 12 million African project. Koji accuses Bouakai of engineered suffering, warns of incumbency deficit. That's the Secretary General of the Congress for Democratic Change, Jefferson Koji. The Women Voices is out for 40, no more, no less, 40 Liberian dollars. With this lead story, Yumble only warns Buchanan Port, Coastal alleges. "21 minutes after 12 midday, you are listening to and watching King's Local Daily, your radio vendor, King's 88.5, on the 7th day of January 2026. The Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity, celebrating 1 year of existence, is next. Lead story: why the president almost crashed. Why the president almost crashed. That's the lead story of the Liberian Investigator newspaper. A catastrophic landing, gear tire failure, compounded by questionable maintenance records and weak airport safety controls, nearly brought down the private jet carrying President Joseph Yemen Bouakai on May 29, 2025, according to a preliminary aviation investigation. So you want to get a copy. It is compelling so that you have a full understanding of this intriguing headline. Why the president almost crashed. Corruption cripples Liberia's labor sector. Corruption cripples Liberia's labor sector. That's the sub-lead. Sue for love. Sue for love. Sue for love. Wife sues presidential advisor over alleged intrusion into speaker's marriage. 6 US 3.5 million United States dollars. Cecilia Cone has sued rescue political advisor and rescue spouse Magdala Cooper for intruding into her marital affairs by announcing publicly she is the spouse of Speaker Richard Combs. The back page of the Liberian Investigator. It's all sports. He gave me hands out. Escom Gray rallies LFA affiliates behind Raji third term bid. The paper is out for only 50 Liberian dollars. The Liberian Investigator is out for 50 Liberian dollars. Get a copy if you haven't yet from any one of the vendors. If you are unable, as per your location or your workload, your office activities, shuttling here and there, have no time to get a copy, then your radio vendor, Kings 88.5, is under obligation by bringing the paper to you. The authoritative heritage. Next up. Lead story. LEC headquarters shut down over US 300 plus unpaid debt, but it carries the sheriff, picture of the sheriff Locking LEC compound, and LEC managing director Mohammed Sharif on the front page. 49% Liberians on U.S. welfare. The back page of the authoritative Heritage newspaper. Liberia's transport corridors urgent. Deputy Speaker denies plot. LDEA acting boss clears the air. The Heritage is sold for 40. Only 40, no more, no less. From the Heritage to in profile daily. Lead story. 2026 Sonan hiccup. The corn imbroglio. 2026 Sona hiccup. The corn imbroglio. That's the lead story of the in profile. 2026 Sona hiccup. The corn imbroglio. The Sonam, meaning State of the Nation address that President Bouaka will deliver as per the Constitution this month. The paper is reporting that most of his colleagues are unsatisfied or not satisfied. They might likely boycott the President's State of the Nation address. One way flares early 2029 UP succession talks. Says talks are ongoing for Minister Augustine Kong-Gafuan to replace Joseph Yimon Bouaka likely. Pro Tem Yombli Kanga Lawrence has the ambition to become president too, and she's being backed by Johnny Kwehe. Neutrality is dead in Nimba, Senator Samuel Koga says. The back page of the In Profile Daily newspaper, they fail us all. CMC political leader Musa Ability blast UP CDC vows to end corruption. The In Profile is out for 40 Liberian dollars. No more, no less. It's coming up to 27 minutes after 12 midday. The Pioneer Daily Observer. Next. Lead story. Government arrests child street sellers in Monrovia. Save the future. Project gets into full swing. Government arrests child street sellers in Monrovia. Save the future project gets into full swing. LEC challenges headquarters closure after court temporary shutdown of over US 300K unpaid debt on Tuesday. The back page of the Daily Observer. Ex-VP Taylor, Bowie clarify claims over alleged misuse of 5 million Liberian dollars in bond, and the three of them on the front page. Lima Bowie, the representative member Briggs Menza, and former Vice President Joa Howard Taylor. The footnote story back page. My life is in danger. Lawyer alleges death threats by police commissioner in Zena Hill land dispute. The Daily Observer is out for 40. No more. Get a copy if you haven't yet from any one of the vendors. The Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. Next up, lead story. Over 50,000 Liberians living on handout in U.S. Over 50,000 Liberians living on handouts in U.S. That's the lead story of the In Profile Daily newspaper. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf on leading with values and the power of women. The back page of the Oracle News Daily. Liberia joins EU-funded 12 million project security program. Court sees LEC headquarters over more than 300K debt to Swedish supplier. The paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars, only 40, no more, no less than 40. The last but not the least, and then we are out for today. B. Hot Pepper, We Too Belong, Lee Story. Minister Pia provides update on Bouaka administration achievement in 2025. He's on the front page. President Bouaka must begin 2026 with national unity and economic dialogue. That's according to Satu. He's recommending Boniface D. Satu. President Bouaka must begin 2026 with national unity and economic dialogue. And the paper couldn't have chosen any suitable, ideal than the inauguration photo of former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Weah, and current president Joseph Yeman Boakai, the only president on earth that keeps grudge. Yet he said people should laugh. The back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. LEC clarifies temporary closure by court. NASUL uncovers lies against acting LDEA boss Fitzgerald Biago. The Hot Pepper is out for 40 Liberian dollars. 40. So that's the code of LDEA, the police now. Their officers can do anything to anybody and they will only announce disrobe. No prosecution for the act. Disrobing is the deterrent. What a mockery, what a shame, what a disgrace. Who thought that on a rescue you will have this when they were vocal, they were too strong against everything within the security sector, yet they are doing it double and just announcing disrobe. I see you. That's all the time we've got for King's Local Daily. We're back tomorrow at 11. Join us if you can. I'm Sam Andrews.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family